do not eat. Our menu is too precious for that.
Welcome once again, my fellow manipulators of digital fate. I'm Richie, this is Capricorn. Today's deck is an absolutely busted Lifegain deck that is just running rampant on the ranked ladder, and it's just destroying everything in its tracks. The deck is kind of crazy. It's called Feast of the Gods, and that's because we're using Case of the Uneaten Feast as the one super relevant new card in the deck from Murders at Karlov Manor, and it's absolutely crazy just normally with Lifegain decks, but it gets even crazier in our deck because we found a couple of new cards to combine with it that just take it way over the top of the normal ways you would think to use it, and it's kind of nutty. We'll break that down in the deck tech, but before we get to the deck tech, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, do all the things, help the channel. All of that interaction does help us grow, and I would appreciate it so much. Also, catch me live Monday through Friday over on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/quarantinecapricorn. Because if I'm alive and I'm breathing, I'm there and I'm streaming. There are a ton of new deck techs on the way, but this one is killer. So without further ado, let's check it out. Alright, so it seems like every deck I try in this new Murders at Karlov Manor set for Standard just ends up being more busted than the last. This deck's no exception. So we're doing Lifegain, right? And so we're trying to maximize the amount of things that get value off of Lifegain triggers. The entire concept of the deck is a lot of cards that give us one life at a time as creatures enter the battlefield, and then a lot of things that get value off of when we get those triggers. We get some kind of exponential value that isn't just the Lifegain. So to start off, we've got Case of the Uneaten Feast as the only real new card, but we do have some old cards being used in new ways that perfectly complement this card, and I'll get to that in just a minute. So this is a new case for 1 mana. When it's on the battlefield, everything that you play is going to gain you a life when it comes into play, every creature that you play. So this is a lot like Lunarch Veteran, which is the creature version of that. The big difference is, since it's not a creature itself, it's not going to generate you life off of something like a Lunarch Veteran when you play the case. Whereas with Lunarch Veteran, if you play a Lunarch Veteran later on, you can get triggers off of other Lunarch Veterans and similar creatures that are on the field. So you want to make sure you get your case out as soon as possible before you play your creatures. And then you can solve this by gaining 5 or more life this turn. And then when it is solved, you can sacrifice the case at any point in time after that, and you get to replay all the creature cards from your graveyard for free. Not for free as in without paying the mana cost, but you don't have to pay any mana cost to sack the case to use this ability. You still have to pay the mana costs of the creatures from your yard. It would be super broken otherwise, but even as it is, it's kind of insane. It's worth noting a couple different things. First of all, once you solve this case, it just stays solved forever. So you don't have to worry about solving the case, gaining the 5 life, the turn that you want to use it to bring things back. You just have this on the field at the start of the game. At some point throughout the course of the game, you will gain 5 life on one turn. At that point, it becomes solved. And from that point moving forward, it stays solved forever until you decide to use it. So it could just sit there and keep gaining you the life triggers. Or eventually, if they board wipe you or they use a lot of targeted removal, get rid of your threats, you can just sack this and basically get a free Yawgmoth's Will and just start playing all of the creatures out of your graveyard. So that alone makes this card insane. Getting more Lifegain triggers while also something that gives you a bit of protection against your opponent removing your board is exactly what this deck needs, and it takes it way over the top. But we don't stop there. We also have Serra Paragon, 4 mana 3/4 flyer. Once during each of your turns, you can either play a land from your graveyard or cast a permanent that costs 3 or less. So Serra Paragon's already pretty decent in a Lifegain deck. Most of our permanents cost 3 or less anyway, and we can replay them with Serra Paragon. But what really makes Serra Paragon crazy is the fact that we can replay a Case of the Uneaten Feast from our graveyard with the Paragon. So a lot of times you can set up a loop where you sack the Case of the Uneaten Feast to get back your Serra Paragon and maybe some other creatures too, and then you use Serra Paragon to replay Case of the Uneaten Feast, and then you just keep going. And then whenever they kill Serra Paragon, you rinse and repeat. So you just keep bringing back the Paragon and bringing back the Case and bringing back the Paragon and bringing back the Case over and over and over and over again, and it gets kind of absurd. Now, another thing that's really good about the Paragon is as you bring things back with the Paragon, when they die, they get exiled and you gain life. So I shouldn't say it's you can do this forever, right? Because eventually you're going to run out of cases. But every case gets a second play from the graveyard, and everything you play from the graveyard with Paragon is going to gain you more life when it dies. So it's just perfectly synergizes with everything. And then on top of that, we have an extra layer of synergy with Amalia, Benavides, Aguirre. 2/2 Legendary Vampire Scout for 1 black, 1 white. Has ward, pay 3 life. Whenever you gain life, it explores. And then you destroy all other creatures if its power is exactly 20. That last ability isn't going to come up very often, but if you do get to the point where it gets to be a 20/20, it wipes the whole board and then it just swings in for 20 damage and you win. So even if you lose your board in the process, it's not that bad. But with Case of the Uneaten Feast, now we have a way where you wipe the board, but you can just cast Case of the Uneaten Feast to get everything back, so it doesn't matter. But what's really good about Amalia, Benavides, Aguirre is you're gaining tons of life in this deck. So as you explore, not only is she getting a ton of +1/+1 counters on her, and she's also drawing you into land so that you can just keep slamming all the stuff in your hand, but she lets you put things from the top of your deck into your graveyard so that when it's time to cast them from the graveyard with Case of the Uneaten Feast by sacking it, or with Serra Paragon because you jammed that onto the field, you have things in the graveyard that are ready to use right away. So these 3 cards in particular, there is a ton of synergy, and putting that on top of a deck that's already pretty insane, it is really, really nice. Now, because Case of the Uneaten Feast can bring back creatures, and because all of our life gain triggers happen when creatures enter the battlefield, or most of them at least, we want to really double down on how many creatures we're using. So our entire removal suite, other than 2 Wandering Emperors, is creature based. The 2 Wandering Emperors are the one exception. They are good enough that I want to use them. They're a way to generate token creatures time after time and get us life triggers off of things like Lunarch Veteran and Case of the Uneaten Feast, but they can also exile key threats and gain us life in the process, which will get our life triggers as well. So I want to play 2 of these, but I don't want to go too crazy with them. We mostly want to stick to creatures so that we can get as much value off our life gain triggers and our case as possible. So the 4 Lunarch Veteran as our 1-drops, and then we've got 4 Elas il-Kor as a 2-drop because it'll also get us life triggers. It'll also ping the opponent whenever something on our side dies, and it's a nice death touch creature. So if we just need to block something really big and nasty and make sure they don't swing in with it, we can just trade our Elas for it, get it into the graveyard, and then bring it back later with the Case or the Paragon or whatever. And that's why we're running 4 instead of 3 of this, even though it's legendary, because we don't mind trading it away before we play the other one. We're also running 4 Voice of the Blessed, because this is another card that, just like Amalia, is going to stack up counters after counters after counters from your life gain triggers. It can come down on 2, and it's just going to get really big really quick from all the life gain triggers we have in this deck. Absolutely need to jam 4 of them. And then Deep-Cavern Bat is just insane. It can come down on 2, grab the best card out of their hand, grab removal out of their hand, and keep them from being able to play it. And then it is a 1/1 flying lifelinker, so it's hard for them to block it. And every time it gets in, you gain an extra point of life, which is going to trigger all of our synergies. So that's insane as well. Moving on to the 3-drop slot, we are stuffed full of synergies here. So talking about that removal suite earlier, we've got 4 Gumdrop Poisoner, 3/2 lifelinker. When it enters the battlefield, target creature gets -X/-X until end of turn, where X is the amount of life you gain this turn. Because we can gain so much life, this can be removal as well as a relevant on-rate body in the same card. And then because it's a creature, it's going to trigger all of our life gain synergies, which means if it comes onto the battlefield with a Lunarch Veteran and an Elas il-Kor and a Case of the Uneaten Feast on the battlefield, that alone is going to generate 3 life gain triggers that will all resolve before the -X resolve, which means you'll at least do -3/-3. If you have other things that gained you life that turn, it's maybe even more than that. So it's really, really easy to enable this without even spending extra mana. But then it's also a lifelinker when it's on the field, so it can start to swing as a body or block and trigger even more life gain triggers. So it's utterly absurd. And the fact that we can kind of dodge discard with it as well by keeping it in our hand. And if it's like the last card and our opponent like upticks I'm drawing a blank. The 3-drop planeswalker that upticks to make you discard a card. Yeah, her. You can just tempt with treats at instant speed for 1 mana, exile it, create a food token, and now it's in exile, can be played from exile, and doesn't get discarded, right? So you do stuff like that, or even just to dodge normal discard, which is really cool. We're also running 4 Werefox Bodyguard as the other piece of our removal suite, and this one's a little bit more unpredictable. It's most people don't really see how much synergy this has in a life gain deck until it gets spelled out, but 2/2 flash creature for 3 mana gets to exile up to 1 other target non-fox creature until it leaves the battlefield. You can pay 2 mana and sack this to gain 2 life. So you can do a lot of really cool things. The obvious way is just to use this as removal that has an incidental way built in to gain some life. Sometimes you might be in a position where it's worth giving back their creature to get the life gain trigger, because maybe that's the last trigger you need to get your guy big enough where you swing through and win the game. Or maybe you exiled a token creature, and so now you get to sack this and get a life gain trigger kind of for free. Or the really cool way to use the bodyguard is you flash it in response to your opponent using removal. You exile your creature in response to it getting hit by your opponent's removal, and then at any point in time you can pay to sack this. Not only do you get the creature back, so you basically saved it, but you also gain the 2 life and get the life trigger. So you can also do that with board sweeps. Just flash this in when they're going to try and sweep the board, save your best creature. This dies, your best creature just comes back, and they're probably out of mana because they cast a sweeper. So there's a lot of just little nuance to how you can use this guy to not only be removal for the opponent, also save your own stuff, and get these little incidental life gain triggers as well. So very powerful card in this deck, and definitely a #1 choice for me for removal, even though it's not obvious right away that this should be used. It's also a creature, so like I said before, like keeping your removal suite in the form of creatures so that they can trigger all of your life gain triggers off Lunarch Veteran, Elas, il-Kor, Case of the Uneaten Feast, so that we can replay it from our graveyard with Case of the Uneaten Feast. Very, very important. So 4 Werefox Bodyguards for sure. And then we've also got 4 Resplendent Angel, 3 mana for a 3/3 flyer. At the beginning of each end step, if you gain 5 or more life this turn, you get to make a 4/4 flying Vigilance Angel token. That's just insane. Play her on the right turn and you go so wide from all your life gain triggers, it's hard for your opponent to catch back up. So another really good payoff here. You can also pay 6 mana to give it +2/+2 and lifelink until end of turn. So if you are out of gas and you get enough mana, you can swing in later in the game with a 5/5 lifelinker that's going to enable herself. You're going to hit for 5, gain 5, and then make the 4/4 at end of turn. And if the Case of the Uneaten Feast isn't solved yet, you'll also solve it, which is really nice. Even if she dies in the process of you hitting for 5 and gaining 5, your case will become solved, and then you'll be able to sack it and get her back if you want. So lots of synergy built in there. And then, like I said, we got the 2 Wandering Emperors as a 4-drop slot. We've only got 4 4-drops in the whole deck, and that allows us to keep our curve relatively small. It allows us to play slightly less lands. We are going to run some Shadowy Backstreet to try them out. We're going to absolutely run the full complement of Restless Fortress, especially if you're up against things like Sunfall. A lot of times this can close out the game for you after they Sunfall your board, when you've got them close and just couldn't quite finish it, and then all of your stuff is gone, right? So Restless Fortress is key. This manland could swing in, drain for 2. That'll get you life gain triggers, but it'll also just close out the game if you get close. And they don't have instant speed removal. We're going to run 1 Mirrex because it can make token creatures which will trigger all of our life gain triggers, so we absolutely need at least one. And then the normal complement of, you know, dual lands, 3 plains, 1 swamp, 1 Takenuma to get stuff back from the yard potentially, and 1 Eiganjo as sort of free removal. The deck is bananas. Case of the Uneaten Feast is crazy. Using it in conjunction with Serra Paragon and Amalia makes it even crazier, so I recommend trying it out. This deck is pretty rare intensive, but it is absolutely a bomb deck, and it's doing crazy work on the ladder. So if you have the cards, or at least most of the cards, I recommend giving it a try. And yeah, with that out of the way, let's just check out the games. Alright, we'll keep this. We're going to lead with Lunarch Veteran. Do I start with Voice of the Blessed or Amalia? I think if I didn't have my 3rd land, I'd start with Amalia. But I think in this situation, Voice of the Blessed would actually be better. Because I think Amalia is the better card, and also Voice of the Blessed is better the longer it's on the battlefield. So those two things put together, I think makes it so that Voice of the Blessed is the right play. If he plays a creature, we probably eat it with a Bodyguard. But otherwise, maybe we Amalia, and then we hope to, maybe if we top deck a 1-drop, we can play it alongside Amalia. Oh, perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Case. Amalia. Elas. Yeah, we'll keep Elas, I think. And swing 6. Good old 𝐂𝐑𝐄𝐕𝐈𝐎𝐑. Alright, that's 2 life he gained. More than likely, we Wandering Emperor next turn. Destroy evil, the Voice of the Blessed. Why would you destroy evil? Wouldn't you want to use removal that's in the form of creatures so that it also triggers your cases? Just seems not very synergistic. I guess we swing with Amalia. And we're gonna hold off our options. Hold up our options and pass the turn. Alright, so that's 2 life. Maybe we should have just taken out Amalia. Maybe. Phyrexian Arena. Pass to attackers.
I've learned much during my travels.
We will eat Amalia.
Show you. You're done.
That's kind of awesome. But I don't think we really need it right now. Let's just put it in the yard. No blocks. Pick one. Alright, we will, this is gonna be bananas. We're gonna Elas. Then we're gonna Deep-Cavern Bat and get the Sheoldred, and he probably scoops right there. Dump it. Keep you. Now that we have plenty of land, do we have anything to use our land on? No. No, we don't.
Remember your training.
Swing for 9. And we'll play the fortress. This is now solved. So we can play Voice of the Blessed Gumdrop Poisoner from our yard if we want. Just kind of bananas. Bananas. What's up, Brandon? Welcome to the stream. This deck's crazy. Seems like every deck I make is just crazy. I'm doing well, Brandon. Doing well. Late night stream for me. It's probably not late night for you. Maybe I am crazy. I could be crazy. Is our opponent roping us? It's 3 a.m. for you? Oh god. That's what time I was up to last night. I actually didn't fall asleep till almost 6 in the morning. I was up until like 4-ish. Because I had to be working on the Insidious deck tech. And then when I tried to go to bed at like 4 in the morning, I was like overtired and I kind of got like a second wind. So then I couldn't fall asleep. Alright, so we Caves of Koilos. We play Serra Paragon. And we don't even need the case now. Seems pretty good to me. Yeah, we'll keep a Resplendent Angel. Put a bunch of counters on Amalia. That sounds nice. Hey, what's up, Squirrel? And then we can play Voice of the Blessed from the yard. Dude, this is crazy. This is absolutely insane. Let's keep going. It's fine. We're still not even done yet. If you can believe it. Just keep going.
Keep watch for intruders.
Gain 3 more life. Get 3 more triggers. Keeping the Resplendent Angel on top. Of course. Now we swing? Seems fine. He has to chump block Amalia. Takes 5, goes to 3. We get another Lifegain trigger. Puts the Voice of the Blessed at 11 counters. Unless he's got instant speed removal. Oh, he does. Wait. Why wouldn't he kill the Deep-Cavern Bat and then block Amalia with the Sheoldred? That's kind of weird. Right? Isn't that weird? This is a really expensive hand. And with a Mirrex, we're gonna mulligan. This is better. We'll keep this. We'll put back the greed card, Resplendent Angel. We were definitely putting back a 3-drop because we've only got 2 lands. So really it was a question of, do we put back Resplendent Angel or Bodyguard? And Bodyguard being our only actual removal as far as stuff on the board, because we do have Bat. Just made sense, I think. It's my Bat, that's fine. We'll play this. See if we can get some value. Yeah, we'll take a Bodyguard. We are on the board. He has to deal with our board now. He can't worry about our hand is what I was gonna say, but like, apparently he still is worrying about our hand. So, I mean, we'll just hit for 5 and keep these in hand. It's fine. The end. Alright, in response, after he pays the life, we eat our own Amalia. Because why not? Swing for 4. End the turn. Now if he tries to make us discard, we bodyguard our bodyguard and get our Amalia back. And if he doesn't, we just sack the bodyguard at end of turn.
No cost is too great to quell my
I think we got him.
savagery.
Yeah, I don't know what you're thinking. That's an automatic win for us.
You can deal with my servant.
He even knows we have the bodyguard in hand. Yep. Silly. I don't know how I feel about this. Because we have no enablers. I think we'll just hope we draw them. In fact, we'll try to surveil into some. Right? Yeah, let's do that. Hello, dominant one. Are you dominant, though? Are you? Hello. Alright, Backstreet. Backstreet's back. Alright. There we go. That's what I needed. Play out the Elas. Does he have removal? That's the question. Ossification? Nope. Kami. Well, that might just be it then. We'll see. Amalia first because we have 2. And if he kills it, we can play the other one. We will keep Lunarch Veteran. No attack. So next turn we top deck the Veteran. We go Voice of the Blessed Veteran or Veteran Voice of the Blessed. That's pretty bananas. We just go to town. Hello. Oh, he's gonna ossify. What's he gonna hit though? The Amalia? Oh, that's a mistake. I mean, we're gonna gain so much life we can easily race. So if he swings in, we let it through. But then again, if he is scared of swinging in because of the Elas, even better for us. And we're gonna Amalia again. Because if we get a land, cool. Another Elas. I mean, if he kills our Elas... No. We'll put it in the yard. That's fine. Serra Paragon. We've already got one of those in hand. No tax. Not in a rush. 𝐂𝐋𝐈 Naturalist. I am certainly a cap of corns. Thank you for noticing, Brownie. We're having a damn good time smashing the ladder with this Lifegain deck. That's fine. We're just gonna gain all the life back. We're not worried. You can't race us. You can't possibly race us. Alright, we'll gain 3 life. Get 3 triggers. Gumdrop Poisoner actually seems good. Yes. And then we'll attack with Amalia. Because we can. Put you at 10. This is disgusting. Case of the Uneaten Feast is just too good. It's so good. It's so good. 𝐂𝐋𝐈𝐴, sure. I don't think it's gonna be enough. Reign of Truth. I mean, that's something. That's fine. We'll just let it through. We're just gonna gain it all back. 1, 2, 3. Resplendent Angel. I feel like we need a land. We'll put that in the yard for Serra Paragon. Veteran in the yard. Case of the Uneaten Feast in the yard. And then we win, I guess. I didn't realize that was an out. Just winning. That's fine. Just win. Even through his 8 damage of lifelink. Seems fine. It's a little slow. We don't get to put the veteran out before we Deep-Cavern Bat. But that's okay. That's okay. Actually, you know what? I think we will put the veteran out. With 2 untapped lands, just rolling the bat into a piece of removal seems bad. So we'll just do that. And then we will tempt with treats at the end of his turn. And then next turn we have options. If he plays a creature, we can remove it. If he doesn't, we can bat. Virtue of Persistence. Okay. Well, at least we know we can bat, unless he has a cut down, which, I mean, it is possible he has a cut down. But I think it makes sense to do this. Another Virtue of Persistence, a Lily, an Edict. Do we want him to be a turn behind on his Lily? We could take Lily, force him to use one of the other pieces of removal, and be a turn behind on the Lily. Or we could take something else and force him to use the Lily. I don't think that's the right way to go. I think we take the Lily. And we make things difficult for him. Now he can't really spend the 2 mana on very much. Alright. Caves. I think we want a Wandering Emperor. As much as I'd like to get the case out, we're gonna pass. Gorehound is so gross. Yeah, that Gorehound deck is bananas. Bananas. Well, we're gonna do a thing. See if he makes us sack.
You started this fight, but I'm going to end it.
We will get a token. Thank you.
We must protect the people.
Alright. Case of the Uneaten Feast. Swing for 2. We're going to hold up a Werefox Bodyguard. And we're probably flashing it in no matter what. Even if he doesn't play a creature. We'll get some beats on the board.
Those who get in my way tend to regret it.
Sure.
One of your friends has to leave.
What else you got? Does this deck, like, do anything? That's fine. Now we get a body. Fetch a plains. Oh, it would have been nice if we had a swamp left. But unfortunately, we do not. Swing at Lily. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. Alright, here's the plan. Sack the food. Sack the food. And now our case is solved. Which means all of our creatures can come back. Yay! Deep-Cavern Bat. You're coming, friendo. Plays a Virtue of Persistence. That's a little bit rough. So we just need to take all of the creature cards out of our graveyard, right? That's my plan. Play you. Play you. Play you. Even Virtue of Persistence does not get you the win, friend. We'll take 𝐂𝐕𝐈𝐴𝐑. And we'll swing 2. Has nothing to grab with the Virtue. Perfect. Maybe we should have taken the arena, let him play Shieldred so we could bodyguard. Deadly cover up. Uh-oh. Well, that's a bit worrisome. That's a bit worrisome. What's he gonna pull out next turn? Probably Bodyguard? But then we have a bodyguard to bodyguard his bodyguard? Right? We're gonna do this. Just get beats on the board. Whatever he grabs, we can bodyguard it. And then if our bodyguard dies, we actually get it back. Not him. Because it's our thing. I'm actually really surprised he took the Voice of the Blessed. That seems really greedy. Alright, we've got a veteran. Not really... Not really what we want. I think, unfortunately, we gotta do it this way. Hit the Shieldred. And let the arenas maybe kill him. I don't know. He's gonna have a lot of gas. Yes, do the Deep-Cavern Bat. No, he's gonna do that guy. Why? Why isn't he doing the Deep-Cavern Bat? It's so weird. Or the Werefox Bodyguard, like... Sure. I want him to try and make me discard a card so I can tempt with treats in response. I do think he's got us. Because drawing 3 cards a turn is just really strong. Alright, tempt with treats. Draw. Alright, we could crack and then kill the Masker. But he just get it back with Virtue of Persistence, right? Hi, Orange. So I don't know if that's the route to go. I think getting as much board presence on the board as possible is probably the way to go. Fortunately, Shieldred out with those Phyrexian arenas is kind of a death knell. Welcome to the stream, Orange. I think under normal circumstances we would have had this game. This looks fine. We'll keep this. It's not amazing. We don't have our Lifegain enablers yet. but we do have Deep-Cavern Bat on 2, and maybe even Deep-Cavern Bat on 3. And that's pretty good on its own, so... Alright. Do you have removal in your hand, friend? Yes. You have a counterspell. You have a Siphon Insight. I'm okay with the Siphon Insight. Let's hit the counterspell. And then we probably hit the Sunfall, honestly. And we don't need to do that yet. We can do that next turn. So I think we swing. Sunfall would just be really bad for us, right? But then again, he's just going to end it. He'll just end it. I mean, that's fine. We force him to use a removal spell on our Deep-Cavern Bat, and we still have our Elas in play. That seems completely fine. We're going to hold up Wandering Emperor here. We're going to try and trick him into playing something on his turn, like the end. And then we're going to respond by flashing in Wandering Emperor. Really? Nothing? Do we just get the counterspell out of his hand? I think we do. Yes, TK421. Hit the end. He can't Sunfall next turn. Because he's got tap lands. So we'll just try and get whatever value we can before he Sunfalls. We'll hold off on our creatures, of course. Tempt with treats. Oh, that's perfect. We can respond to the Sunfall with the Wandering Emperor. That's beautiful. Siphon Insight, sure. He's running out of card advantage, which is nice. You do get to do the exile thing, but you won't find the card, I don't think, Brownie Man. Yeah, it doesn't have a name. The creature, it's a nameless creature. So you wouldn't even be able to find anything. Why are you playing the Lunarch Veteran? Well, I think we're going to force some shenanigans on you. That's what we're going to do. Siphon Insight. Sure. Hope he doesn't hit a Werefox Bodyguard. That's my only real worried. Did he hit 2 lands? No. We're going to uptick and put a counter on the Deep-Cavern Bat. We're going to force him to have to deal with these 2 creatures.
Show them how we greet our enemies.
We're not going to play the other ones. And we're just going to keep the Wandering Emperor as high on loyalty as possible.
I have got new moves to teach you.
So the idea here is now we force him into a position where he kind of has to Sunfall. Right? And we've got plenty of ways to recover. We can make a dude with the Wandering Emperor. We can activate the fortress and swing in. And we've got a grip full of cards. He only gets a 2/2 token. He's trying really hard to not have to cast the Sunfall, because he knows if he plays it now, he gets card disadvantage. We're going to keep the food token. We're not going to crack it. We could crack it. We're just going to do this. Attempt with treats. But I think it's worth more for gaining life on a turn where we need to enable things. Let's go. Let me think. Resplendent Angel. 1, 2, 3, 4. We could just swing in. Or we could Resplendent Angel. Crack for 3. We would need to get to 5, right? Yeah, we're not going to be able to get to 5. I think we just do this. Swing. Drain. Hit for 1. And then he might use the end on our Wandering Emperor, so we are gonna down tick now and make a creature now that the Sunfall's gone.
Keep watch for intruders.
He's trying, man. He's trying with those Siphon Insights. But we still have a lot of card advantage here. I've got a Cloak Brew I'm going to be doing, Brownie Man. There's a couple other ones I need to get out first, but
Still have much to learn.
it's on its way. Alright, plays my Shadowy Backstreet. Alright, we go Case. 1, 2, 3. I don't think we want to, like, completely blow our load. We'll swing with this guy. Let him trade with his token if he wants. He's not going to do it. We'll play the Veteran out, just the Veteran. And set ourselves up so that next turn we can jam the Angel, gain 5 life, complete the case, make another Angel. And that'll be really strong. Like I said, we don't want to rush it. We don't want to overcommit to the board because he could be finding other sweepers. We want enough things to recover at least as fast as he is. New sauce for Blue-White Flash? That's a good question. I think there is. Path of Peril. That's fine. Does mean we can only get to 4 life in a turn, though. Well, I guess now we... Do we just swing with this? That's instant speed. We'll do that. That's fine. We're waiting so patiently. I think maybe we crack 1. Maybe we crack 1 of these to complete the case. And we save the other one for a Resplendent Angel turn. That seems fine. He sure is taking his time, though. Hits me with another Siphon Insight. If he manages to hit a Werefox Bodyguard, that would be really good for him. He's got to have one in hand, right? We've gone through more than a third of our deck, and we haven't seen one. I got to assume there's a pretty good chance. There's a pretty good chance that that is one. Celestis. It's a little bit slow. Plays our Elas. Sure. One, 2. We kind of still gotta slow roll it, right? Okay. I don't know why you would do that. But sure. Swing in for 1 with the Phantom. Force him to have to deal with our current board state. He kind of has to play the end now, right? No, he's still not doing it. Does he have another Sunfall? There we go. There's another Sunfall. Gets a 4/4. He's got just the end in his hand. And now, I think maybe we crack the feast. We've got 6 mana. It's time to crack the feast. Use it or lose it. We did gain a life, though. Now we just go ham. He's out of gas. We're going to try and take advantage of it. There's always a chance he could top deck a sweeper. But we got to take advantage of this opening that we have. We're going to keep the Resplendent Angel in our hand for another turn in case he does top deck that. But I'm pretty sure we got him. Next turn we activate the Fortress, swing, drain him for 2. He goes to 2, and we have 4 attackers coming in. So, quick study. Ooh, that's actually a pretty good top deck. A land and what? What? If it's single target removal, it is not enough. Hello. Your go. Witnessing the future gets a card back. What is it? If it's not a sweeper, it doesn't matter. Okay. Farewell. Do we activate this? Yes, yes we do. Swing for 3, put him at 1. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Control's got nothing on us. Haha, good game. We'll keep this. This looks fine. Start with the Backstreet. We need to get to mana, right? Put the Bodyguard in the yard. Alright, Deep-Cavern Bat. Let's try and hit some removal here. Oh man. He is not looking good. Get rid of that Epicure. Honestly, I think that might be game. Unless he gets really lucky. Warden. No, okay. He did get lucky. He did get lucky. Come on, land. Come on, land. No land. Silcho Lando. Well, we're going to play this. And then we're going to swing and make it a 3-3. He's about to go ham with Gleeful Demolition. That's fine. I don't think he can race us if he doesn't have the removal. I don't think he's getting to 4 on curve. Right. You can find up to 2 5-drops. A Warden and an Imidane's Recruiter. We could grab another Deep-Cavern Bat, but I don't think we need to. End the turn. We really need a land. We really, really need a land. Plays another one. Oh god. He's really going for it, huh? At least it gives us another turn, though. Oh, he only finds one. He kind of whiffed. I mean, all the life that we're going to gain, we should be okay, right? We've got to land. We could kill something. I think we need to get that Imidane's Recruiter out of his hand, though. I think that's just more important. 1, 2, 3. If he top decks the land and plays it, it's going to be a very bad day for us. Swing with the Deep-Cavern Bat first. We could kill something with 2 toughness, which would be this Warden of the Inner Sky. I would rather him spend his turn tapping stuff, though, so I think the correct play is this. And we get the Recruiter. And we make that a 5/5, and we swing. And we make it a 6/6. And we pass the turn, and we make his attacks not great. He's scrying for land, I think. Which is good. It means he's definitely taking this turn off. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. We can gain 3 in 1 turn while also playing the Resplendent Angel, but that isn't really enough, right? It's going to destroy our food token. No blocks. We'll take it. Land is good. Land is very good. Vigilance is very not. What if God was one of us? Next 2 damage. Sure. We're gonna have to hold up Wandering Emperor here. Alright, so he's still gonna do the thing. That's fine. Let me think. Go 7. Go to 8. No blocks.
Be safer.
Make a 2/2. Get a point of life. Make this thing a 7/7. could make it an 8/8. We could make it a 9/9. One, 2, 3, 4. We still only gain 4 life though. Eight, 9, 10. This is very tricky. Very, very tricky.
Guards, to me.
Do we even need to play the Gumdrop Poisoner? No. No, we don't. Just that. Get him to 2. Does he have Imidane's Recruiter? That's the question. I think what we do is we block with the Deep-Cavern Bat that has the 𝑒𝐻𝑒𝐿. Yeah, he's dragging this out way too much. Like, he needed to just swing with all the 1/1s a long time ago. But he didn't. What you got for me? Oh. That works. So we could get 2, 4. That's very close to enough, huh? And swing. Yeah, he has to block that guy, right? No, he's got Wandering Emperor, but we've got Vigilance. Yeah, let's not get greedy. We're gonna do this. We're gonna go
I guess that's that.
make this.
Let your blade do the talking.
And then we're gonna go Gumdrop Poisoner. Target you. Then we swing everything, right? 1, 2, 3. Yeah, we just swing everything now. And I think he's just dead. Even with Wandering Emperor, I think he's just dead. He's taking 4. Wandering Emperor, exile the Angel.
I hope you're ready to lose.
He really wants to kill the Deep-Cavern Bat instead and go to 1.
This is what you get for hurting my people.
Right, we didn't get the 5 life because of that. That's kind of rough. That might actually cost us. I don't know. The big thing's dead, so... We've got a free blocker, and we've got a guy that's going to gain us life. So, biggest dude goes here. Goes here. Trade. Here. Only gained 3 this turn.
Guards, to me.
Dude, so close. So close. Oh my god, what a game. So close. Thanks so much for checking out my channel. I'd like to give a huge shout out to all of my patrons over at Patreon. Without you guys, this channel would not be possible, so honestly, thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your contributions. If you haven't yet, like and subscribe. The more likes we get and the quicker we get them, the bigger this channel will grow and the faster it will grow. I'd love nothing more than this channel to become something very special for you guys, but it's entirely up to you how fast that happens. Also, if you'd like more deck text, that's somewhere over there. And if you'd like to see what else the channel's been up to lately, that's somewhere up that way. Also, subscribe, circle below, do all the things.